What's up guys, Perry from Rockville here, and today we're going to go over the controls, inputs, and outputs on the Rock Zone 8. So before we dive in, let's go over all of the controls, inputs, and outputs so we can better understand the Rock Zone 8. So starting with the front, we have the zone section over here. There are 4 different zones that we can use, and each zone has a left and a right channel. Each zone also has a stereo and a mono switch. So when this button is unpressed, each zone will be set to stereo mode, where you have the stereo separation between the left channel and the right channel. And when you press this button in, it will switch each zone to mono mode, where the left and right channels become mono channels. You even have 2 separate volume knobs for the right channel and left channel, so you can fine-tune the mix yourself. Each channel is also 4 ohms stable, which gives you plenty of options for the speakers you want to set up to each zone or channel. Now moving on to the center of the receiver, you have the LED display. Underneath the display, you have the 1/4-inch microphone input to connect a microphone to the receiver, and you even have a microphone volume knob to adjust the volume for the microphone. Next to that, you have the 2-band EQ with the treble and bass knob to fine-tune the sound coming out of the Rock Zone 8. You can use the treble knob to boost or cut the high-end frequencies, and you can use the bass knob to boost or cut the low-end frequencies. You also have the balance knob that acts as a pan knob between the left and right channels of the receiver, so you can use this along with the left and right volume knobs for each zone. Next to the balance knob, we have the main volume knob to control the volume of everything coming out of the receiver. Now there are plenty of ways to listen to music through the Rock Zone 8, including the USB input here on the front. You also have the music playback buttons for the USB mode over here. On the right of the receiver, you have the input section, so if you have multiple devices plugged into the receiver at the same time, you can pick which one you want to hear as the main source. For example, if you want to hear the USB device that's plugged into the front, you're just going to press the USB button in the input section. If you want to hear the Bluetooth device that's connected to the receiver, you're going to press the Bluetooth button, and so on and so forth. So to set up a Bluetooth device like a smartphone or tablet, I'm going to press the Bluetooth button here. When you see this light blinking, it means that it's looking for a device to connect to. So we can go into the Bluetooth settings of our smartphone or tablet, search for the device that reads Rock Zone 8, click on it to pair, and then it will read Rock Zone 8 connected once it's all set. You'll also want to make sure that the volume on your music device is set to either 75% or 1 notch below full. In addition to Bluetooth and USB, you also have 2 aux buttons, so you can set up your aux devices. And there's also the optical/coax button to hear from your optical or coax device. We also have the FM radio section, and we can use these buttons here to switch the channel, and the auto button to scan between different stations. And then we have the FM button to set the receiver to FM radio mode. On the back, we have the speaker output section, so we can use these to connect our speakers to the receiver. Again, you have 4 different zones that you can use. Each zone has a left and a right channel, and each channel is 4 ohms stable. We also have the digital audio input section, and this is where we would connect our optical or coax devices. The optical input is covered by this plastic piece here, so you're just going to want to make sure to pull that out before plugging in your optical device. With the optical and coax inputs, we can set up our gaming systems, televisions, etc. Next to that, we have the antenna inputs for the Bluetooth antenna and the FM radio antenna. Underneath, we have the pre-out section, and we have 2 different RCA outputs that we can use to expand our setup further with any powered speakers or subwoofers. And next to that, we have the audio input section, where we have 2 different RCA aux inputs. We can use these inputs to connect our DVD or CD players, record players with an RCA output, or anything else with an RCA output. So hopefully this helped explain all of the controls, inputs, and outputs for the Rock Zone 8. But of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to our customer support team through phone or email. As always, I'm Perry from Rockville, and we'll see you guys next time.